Hi, I'm David Wilcox. I'm going to do one of these Sixth Man live stream concerts, and the kind people over at Sixth Man thought it'd be nice of them to introduce you, or to introduce me to you. They had some questions. They said, for example, Dave, this career, it's 30 years now, it's 20 albums, but take us back to the beginning and share a bit how you first got started writing songs and performing live. Well, the best answer is that I had no access to my heart. I was a physics major, and then there was somebody playing guitar in open tunings in the stairwell at the end of the dorm. And suddenly I could feel something. And I wanted that. Not the song, not the guitar. I wanted the life where I was connected to my own GPS, my own internal guidance. I had my heart, and I didn't know how to get that other ways. But for some reason, this simple sound just gives me that access to my heart. So every day I write and I go into a very quiet room and I play the guitar as if I'm asking, is there something I should know? What are you asking, the guitar? Well, kind of. The guitar is my excuse to shut up and listen and find the things that I need to know before it's too late. From the guitar? Well, from my heart. How does that work? Well, I assemble a song out of thousands of possible choices, sifting the choices that make my heart feel more alive and awake and curious and, adventurous. And I assemble a song that's braver than me. It's as if you had 100 tries to give the answer when someone asks you a difficult question on a first date, and you could go back in time and try it again until you got it right. Well, in the writing of a song, it's a time-lapse process. So if I don't have all my answers together, I just keep playing the guitar and keep asking, is it this? Is it that? And for some reason, when it's in music, my heart really knows what's a clever, pretty good line and what's a truthful, powerful, real line. And so that's why I write songs, because I need to sort of have my own sort of guidance system tuned up. And the kind folks at Sixth Man have other questions. They say, so Dave, you have been, dare we say, open about your love of alternate tunings. You've become known for your customized notch-cut capos. So for those who are not familiar, do you mind sharing a bit about your love of open tunings and when you created your original custom-cut capo? Okay, fair question. The whole purpose of open tunings and cut capos is so that I don't rely on what I know. Wait a minute, don't you want to learn how to play the guitar so you can be good at it? No. Why not? Well, what I want to be good at is being surprised. What I want to be good at is sort of abiding in the unknowing. Why? Well, because I can write a song about what I know, but what good is that? It's already behind me. I want to write songs about what I don't know yet, because the song will give me a preview of what it would feel like to know that and live that, and the song will lead me to it. But what about the cut capo? I can show you on the little close-up camera. Watch this. You've got a hole for the bass string to pass through. And when you put that, say, on the 4th fret in open G with a 3rd in the bass, we're getting way into the weeds. You've got a tonic in the bass. You've got what's now a B, a low B. And all your chords are accessible first position. so you can play all the cool little riffs and still have access to the bass notes, you know. So, when did I cut the first capo? Probably 1978.
Hey, back before the turn of the century, before you were born.
But that capo only had the top strings cut off. It was for playing in D. And you could have these open ringing strings. I could fret it, put it on the 5th fret and have these open strings. It was lovely. But when the Kaiser capo came out, then I realized, okay, this is going to be fast. Because there were capos that, you know, like the third hand capo, that elastic thing. You couldn't really use it live because it took forever because it put the guitar out of tune. But when the Kaiser came out, I realized, okay, we can carve this out. And that happened in about 1989 or 1990, maybe 88. I don't know, around there. And I went and talked to Milton Kaiser down in Dallas, and I said, you know, you should build these things. And he does. He builds what he calls a drop D capo. But I just kind of shave it down to get access so I can fret right behind it. Way too much information. I'm sorry. Let's move on. Sixth Man has other questions. They say, shifting to the latest incarnation of gearhead discussion, live streaming. You've invested in quite a live stream rig. The fretboard camera? Come on. How did you come about, you know, getting interested in this? And do you mind giving us a brief rundown of what you're using? The short answer is $10,000. Why? Because I don't want to think about it. You want to buy something that you don't want to think about. Yeah, I don't want to worry about, like, how does it look and is it glitching, and the OBS software that uses all the CPU on the computer. You know, I just wanted a box that would do it. Ladies and gentlemen, the Epiphan Pearl. Oh my, it's a monster. It does one thing. It does it really well. So that's only $3,500, but then the camera is about $6,000. And then, of course, microphones and all that. So, and lights, and the GoPro for the, anyway, the real reason for all of it is that I want to concentrate on the connection. I want to concentrate on what it feels like to be speaking person to person. And I don't want to think about gear. And so the gear needs to be really good so that it takes care of itself. They say, having performed in front of live audiences in venues for so many years, what have you found that you enjoy most about performing remotely in the live stream format? Well, that is an easy answer. It's a fascinating thing. But I'm not singing to a crowd. I'm not singing to a group. I'm singing to individuals, mostly just single people. Now, there are couples sitting on a couch maybe, but it's not a crowd. And the stuff that you sort of work up for your show just doesn't feel real when you're just speaking to one person. So this has been an evolution in technology that has made music even more personal. And I like that, because the songs that I write tend to be really personal, really up close. So it's better for me. So the next question is, while North Carolina is where you call home, you were born in Mentor, Ohio. First things first, as a once local, do you mind sharing the proper pronunciation of the city's name? And forgiving my false pronunciation of Mentor, are there any artists, teachers, musicians that you have considered mentors throughout your career? Any wise words from them you might want to share? Well, first of all, if you're from Mentor, Ohio, people say, hey man, where are you from? And I say, I'm from Menor. Menor? Where's the T? Oh, there's no T. We don't have time for that. Come on. Who's got the extra energy and time to... No, just Menor. Just let it fall out of your mouth. Just do that little Midwestern thing. Yeah, Menor. It's between Painesville and Willoughby. Painesville? Shouldn't you be a blues singer if you're from Painesville? Well, I'm not from Painesville. It's just next to Painesville. But, yeah, mentors. There were people who changed my life with something they said. I went back to thank them years later, and they said, wait a minute. I said, what? And I explained the whole deal. I said, yeah, you told me. And I explained the whole story, and they say, I don't remember that. And I say, how could you not remember? That's the single most important thing anyone ever told me. And they say, I don't know. So I love to take those phrases and put them in song so that they beckon me, so that they challenge me, so they hold me accountable. If I ever get some epiphany of bliss, I put it in a song as if to say, don't you forget. Don't you forget that it's possible to feel that good and for life to feel that big and wonderful and interesting. Because otherwise I could acclimate to mediocrity and not even notice. But if I've got songs that say, oh, Dave, there's more. So that's where I put my mentors. I put them in songs. There's one more question. In closing, you recently released your latest single, The Soul of It. Tell us a bit about how the song came to be and what the recording process was like in the studio. Well, the studio is this room. It's mostly behind you. But there were interesting overdubs. I put some cables out the window for headphones and guitar and all this stuff. So that, for example, the bass player standing in the driveway, he's listening to the track in headphones. There's an amp right beside him. He's playing the bass part. It was a social distancing kind of, protocol, but it worked. It was really fun. I should play you that song, but of course, I always play the newest song. And even though that's a brand new single, for me, it's like, well, that was last month. Come on. What are we going to do now? So let me play you this song. This is a song that I wrote like 4 days ago. And it's got a great sense of humor. It's about being afraid of my own heart.